Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Vibing After Dark _ with Mo. And if you're new to my channel, how about hit that subscribe button? And if you're a returning subscriber, how about send it to a family or a friend so they can vibe out with us? And please, 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 please make sure you like this video. That helps out a lot, and thanks in advance. Alright you guys, so as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about T.I. wrongfully getting arrested. Then we're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj's sister doing interviews, and Nicki Minaj is not pleased with it. So she said a little words, but the real reason I feel like she's upset about it. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about Safaree speaking on Ming from a little girl to now. Alright, so let's jump straight into the video. And the first thing I want to get into is this T.I. situation, because the Nicki Minaj piece is a little bit longer and we could just get this out the way. So T.I. was arrested on Sunday night at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, but it was a case of mistaken identity. A warrant had been issued for another man named Clifford Harris, the same as T.I.'s real name, who was wanted in Baltimore, Maryland. That Clifford Harris is wanted for alleged involvement in violent behavior towards a woman, stalking, and possibly involving a blicky. But instead, T.I. was taken from the airport to Clayton County Jail since the warrant was issued out of state. The arrest triggered an automatic extradition hearing. T.I. attorney Steve Sato tells TMZ he got on the phone with the Clayton County Sheriff's Office and had T.I. released within 2 hours of his arrest. The judge reviewed and dismissed the extradition order. The real Clifford Harris, the one that they's really looking for, he weighs 205 pounds and T.I. weighs 165 pounds. So that was one of the things that they felt like they could have had a look at and see that that was the wrong person. But the complaint was filed on June 13th this year. So that was really less than 2 months ago. So I don't think that person would have gained that much pounds in less than 2 months. But anyway, so what do y'all think about that? And as of right now, I have not seen anywhere where T.I. came out and spoke on that situation. But he has his lawyer, and I'm sure he's going to find some type of way that, you know, he can get compensated for that mistake the police made. So somebody in the comments was like, great lawsuit, look at God. Ain't no way an officer in Atlanta didn't know that was T.I. Somebody is losing their job behind that. He is going to sue expeditiously. Imagine how many black people that aren't famous that are just sitting in jail for mistaken identity. And that's facts, and that's sad. This person said, a lawsuit and money they don't need. Lord, it should have been me. And the last comment I'm going to read, it says, so this kind of proved that y'all just be throwing black people in jail, because why didn't y'all know who had the warrant? But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. So let's move on to this Nicki Minaj and her sister Ming type deal. So Nicki Minaj's little sister Ming, she's been in the blogs a lot lately. She's starting to get a little shine, and everybody wants to really ask her questions on Nicki Minaj instead of really try to find out who she really is and what she's about and what she wants to do with her life. Of course, because Nicki Minaj is the bigger star, they kind of want to find out about Nicki Minaj and how she really is, you know, as a person. And it's kind of getting Ming in trouble with Nicki Minaj. So she did an interview with this podcast called We in Miami Podcast, and she actually did it a minute ago, but it's just now going viral or hitting the blogs enough for Nicki Minaj to have respond. And like I said, it went viral. Nicki Minaj responded, but in my opinion, this was not the video that she really kind of responded to. It's another video out, and I'm going to show y'all and play y'all that. But let me play y'all the one that went viral.
Like for Ming growing up,
it was kind of hard, and I used to be bullied a lot for it, because people used to say like, oh, if this person was your sister, why did she do this for you, why did she do that for you? And it's like, at a young age, it's like you don't know how to answer questions like those. I never needed her to help me get to my goal. I just needed her to see that I can do it, and she can be proud of me without having to think that I needed to have an easy way to get to the top.
Is that important to you, to feel that sense of independence to do it yourself?
It really is important to me. I used to have this urge of just trying to like impress my sister. I'm not gonna lie, I always had this urge to impress her, because anybody else I wouldn't give a about.
So what's your current relationship with Nicki?
We was never close. She was like always like busy. She be busy and stuff like that. I be doing my too. Like, even though people do think that like we are not cool, we're gonna argue. I'm not gonna lie. Me
But what was life like for Ming growing?
getting mad at me. But this is nothing new. Like, siblings gonna fight.
What you be doing, man?
I was gonna say, why?
Listen, bro.
Why do you think?
Listen,
Why
bro.
you be making her mad,
Ming is
man?
just Ming, bro. Respectfully, I'm not even gonna lie. I be getting everyone tight, bro.
People were saying that y'all look just alike. Do you think you guys look like twins?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, wait.
Do the face. Let me see you. Let me see you do a face. Let me see you do the face.
There go.
And so, for the people that don't know, you and Nicki Minaj are half sisters through your father, correct?
Yeah, through my father, exactly. We have the same dad. She was a good sister. Like, she did check up on me, my dad, from time to time. Like, she always made sure that we was, like, you know, at least good situated in a way. Like, it doesn't matter if she was distant or not. She was still, like, you know, being there. She was still making sure that we was all good. Like, I don't have no hate towards her. And if people think that I do, that's y'all problem, not mine.
Do you think that like Nicki may be trying to protect you from like
I
the
think
bad
so.
side of the
Absolutely
music?
getting mad at me. But this is nothing new. Like, siblings gonna fight.
What you be doing, man?
Okay, so y'all heard everything that she had to say. Do y'all think they look alike? But anyway, so like I said, it went viral and Nicki Minaj came out and she had some words to say. And so I'm going to play y'all that right here. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit because y'all know Nicki like to drag in her talking.
Person speak on a person they love, why would a person speak openly about a private person? Why would a person do that? Who would you speak about in your interviews if someone wanted to interview you? Yourself, right? It's always a bad sign if a person who's not even in your line of work doing interviews with people in your line of work. Like, I think y'all think talent, like you could catch it like a cold, or maybe people could pass it through the genes. Even with blood relation, what God has given to me is mine. You have to go and get your own. You have to discover whatever it is that you're great at. Being a mooch and a clown don't run in my DNA.
So Nicki ain't feeling her sister doing an interview. She called her mooch and a clown, basically. And even Nicki Minaj fans was not feeling her with this response. Someone said, "That's sad. I knew this was coming. That baby was very careful with her words and said absolutely nothing negative about Nicki. I see now Nicki is the problem. Ming is still a child. She should be helping her reach her goals instead of degrading her. Cardi would never. I'm a barb and I find this so disrespectful. If you could do songs with these no talent clowns and put them on, you can give your sister some love and guidance. Sorry, not sorry, but Nicki is a mean girl." Someone else said, "I don't know, bruh. I keep trying to take up for Nicki, but bruh, why are you treating your sister like this? I actually found it very cute that she was mimicking." Carlissa said, "Imagine Beyonce saying this to Solange or Brandy saying this to Ray J. Keep going, baby girl." And Tammy, the one that used to date Walker, she said, shaking my head. Somebody else said, "Nicki is not a girl's girl. If she ever had a daughter, she would be that mom who would be competing with her daughter too." Okay, so somebody else said, "I'm a Nicki fan myself, but I'm about right and wrong, and I'ma say it. This girl sounds like she's always wanted her big sister to just love and care for her, like any big sister should. Calling her a clown is distasteful. Then you still have to remember she's still a young girl and she's going to make mistakes. Maybe if Nicki had this convo with her on the back end, then none of this would have happened. You sister is crying out for help. I dislike Nicki more and more every day. She is naturally jealous of anybody trying to get ahead. I hate that for her, and y'all still defend her. BS. I used to love Nicki." So y'all heard what the people had to say. Even her fans was not liking it and having it. But I honestly think the interview that probably triggered her the most, and I'm sure she don't want her speaking on her, private life in public anyway, because Nicki never showed her private life too much. All y'all know is the star Nicki. But I'm sure this interview right here is what really triggered Nicki to come out and actually say something. Because this person right here on Empower Hour podcast, they was really being messy and wanted her to choose who would she pick out of Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. And instead of Ming saying absolutely Nicki, she basically said she liked both of them because both of them, did their own thing. And y'all know how Nicki go. You know, you got to pick a side with Nicki, especially that's her sister. So she wasn't feeling it, in my
This
opinion.
question, you know, because I'm Dominican and I'm a Cardi fan too. So, you know, if you had to choose, would it be like, come on, Nicki or Cardi? I want to know what would be your answer today at the level where you're at, your mentality where it's at. I want the audience to understand the real you, the human you.
I got y'all
not
right
the
now.
artist.
I got y'all right now.
Tell it.
This is gonna be a tea, y'all. Get ready for this. Y'all ready? I don't have one. It's just my sister though, because she's my blood sister. Point blank period. Always gonna be at the end of the day. Reason why I say this too is, you know, both of them, like they grew up.
They're hustlers.
Yeah, they're hustlers.
Both of
At the
them.
end of the day, they still made something of themselves. They still like paved the way for younger black women, like to like
get
get into the industry, like, you know, to have something go for themselves, like even have a dream.
Okay, so I hope y'all heard what she said. I'm sorry that I had to play my music over theirs because they had some copyright music. But like I said, I think that's what took Nicki Minaj over the edge to make her say what she said. And I felt like Ming answered the best way she could because I feel like she really probably do like Cardi. But at the end of the day, like she said, Nicki Minaj is her sister. But at the end of the day, I think Nicki Minaj and her sister is not as close for her to, in her mind, choose a side. So she basically said Nicki Minaj is her sister. So of course Nicki, but she still like Cardi. But I honestly blame the interviewer for being messy. Like, she know that was a messy question. But in all fairness, Ming could have answered it and said, you know, I don't want to answer it. Or she could have just said Nicki. Or she could have just answered the way she answered it, but she's receiving backlash for answering it this way. So the people in the comments is like, the industry is using her little sister as bait to get information out of her about Nicki because they know they can't get it from Nicki herself. They're using her and she's falling for it. Conversations family-wise should be discussed in privacy of their own home or in therapy. It's going to hurt her in the end. They use the sister as clickbait and it shows. I'm sorry, y'all, but Nicki not wrong. Ming has said numerous of times she wants to get in and on her own. She doesn't want to be tied by her sister. Okay, cool, respect. However, have the same energy when being asked about your sis. People clearly don't know anything personal about Nicki unless she says it or it has been leaked. For her to be family and speaking on the family dynamic ain't cool, especially knowing how bad people want any negative narrative to tear Nicki down. Someone else said, people who think Nicki wrong is people who tell their friends and family business. At this point, it was her time to shine. It shouldn't have been about Nicki. If she said she's not going to use Nicki's name, then don't use it. She said Nicki took care of her and her dad. That was enough. The F. So somebody else said, Ming, next time just respectfully let them know you won't be speaking on that. And if they can have you on their podcast without mentioning the queen. And Ming answered and she said, the fact that y'all are so sensitive, because I'm pretty sure if I went live and stuff, y'all was still going to ask me about my sister. So don't try to make it seem like I'm doing something wrong when these are the things y'all wanted me to answer. Stop picking on me just because of who y'all like and don't like. Because now you just bored as F invested with who I prefer. Okay, so somebody else said, y'all mad at Ming, but she just doing her. I don't believe her doing these interviews that she has ill intentions. I blame the interviewers because they just being messy trying to put her on a trap, especially with questions like this. She needs to be coached on how to answer questions on interviews. That's all. I love Nicki. I'm definitely a barb. And Ming comment back and she said, wait till watch the whole video. Love, trust me. Okay, and the last comment said, Ming, do you not understand what these people in the industry are doing? Your answer should have been my sister, period, and don't ask me questions about my sister anymore. This is why Nicki is mad and probably hurt because you keep falling into the trap. Why would you even answer this question? You think Hennessy is going to say that she's going to pick her sister? You are setting yourself up to be played by the industry. Stop doing that to yourself. Okay, so now the last thing I want to get into is the same podcast. We in Miami podcast asked Safaree how do he feel about Ming Lee when Safaree went on their podcast to do an interview.
I feel old as hell. Like the last time I saw Ming was wow. she was small. So to know that that's her now, like grown and talking, and it's just
Crazy.
it's crazy. And what's crazy is she has a star quality to her. Something about her, no matter who she's related to, she just has like a raw, interesting thing about her. Like the way she talks, it's like she just.
Like I can see that.
It's something there.
But do you feel like what she was saying like meant like Nicki Minaj wasn't there for her growing up?
When you're just at that level of life in being successful, you make sacrifices. And one of the sacrifices is being away from family, people you care about. And it just comes with the game. Like people getting all this money and all this fame, it's gonna come with something. And it's something that you lose, and that's normalcy and just communicating and just being around people. Like all of that goes out the window when it's at that level. Like that's a different type of level to the point of you in London and we leaving hotels and you got to get a stunt double to pretend to leave because it's just that crazy outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You young and you new and you stepping into this light and you're attached to one of the biggest stars of all time.
Yeah, biggest female rapper of all time.
There's no going around it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's something that you gotta go through until you're not labeled that anymore. You know how long it took before people knew my name?
Right.
People didn't know my name.
Right.
They was like, "Oh yeah, that's just an ex-boyfriend."
Right. She gonna be good. Shout out to Ming, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that was Safaree's response, and I think he, answered it pretty good. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything that I discussed in this video. How do y'all feel about T.I. wrongfully getting arrested for mistaken identity? What do y'all think the consequences should be for that police department? And what do y'all feel about Ming Lee answering questions and doing interviews about Nicki Minaj? How do y'all feel about Nicki Minaj's response? Y'all let me know in the comment section below. I do comment back, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Bye.